Hi there, it's Alyssa from Domestic Heights. So today I'm going to show you how to assemble and make this paper gardenia. And what I have here is I've pre-cut all the different templates, different layers for this particular flower. And this template you can get out of my resource library for free. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to curl the petals, and there's two devices I'm going to use to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my scraper and sort of create a concave uh, sort of curl, on the inside along the vertical of each petal. And if you don't have a scraping device, you can always use a any sort of straight edge like a credit card. But it's really easy. You just scrape along the edge of each of these. So that's the first curl we're gonna do. And all the layers do this, including the triangular, or it's not the triangular, the 3-petal and 5-petal layers. So let's put that off to the side. We're almost done here. Okay, so after we do this vertical curl, then the second thing we're going to do is we're going to take, you can use a pin or any sort of like small circular tube, and we're going to flare out the edges of the petal. And you just sort of curl it along the edge. I like to use at least medium weight paper, so like 65 pounds and above. I find that for this particular flower holds the curl the best. So here I'm using, I think this is actually 80-pound metallic shimmer pearl essence cardstock, white cardstock here. So it's a little heavier than the usual stuff I use. When you're cutting this, I find I use a Cricut cutting machine, and I find I tend to have to use a little bit more pressure because the shimmer cardstock tends to have a like a plasticky film that makes it glossy, and so you have to apply a little more pressure to be able to cut through. So this last one I don't actually need to do. Apply a little more pressure to cut through the paper. So the next step, I'm going to start gluing the petals together, and the first thing I'm going to do is this center bulb. So the bulb I want to make the most enclosed. I like to use hot glue gun for this because it dries a little bit faster. You can use polymer-based glue or any other kind of glue, but I tried doing that with one flower and it just sort of took forever. So you just want to hold it for a little bit, few seconds. Center one you have to hold the longest because it It's the stiffest piece. Ow. Yeah, try to be careful. This is why I typically don't use the hot glue gun if I don't have to, because I can never seem to do it without burning my hand. Okay, put that off to the side. And then for the next few layers, you just want to sort of bend the petals in and then overlap them ever so slightly. So I like to apply a little dab of glue just on the very base, hold it in place, and do the next one. So I've sized it so that if you just overlap ever so slightly for each of the layers, it will have a nice distribution of the total bouquet of the flower. Okay. These little strings everywhere. So again, for this, hold it in place for a few seconds. Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of these little strings. It's not such a big deal for this particular flower because it's white, but I have yet to be able to figure that out. So for I think this one was the bigger one. They're ever so. Oh, okay. Oops, I had mixed up. Okay, so so for the 3 petal layers, first I just want to apply a little glue on the base. Make sure you offset the petals, pull that in place, and then again overlap the petals just ever so slightly. Okay, last one. So with 6 petals, it's naturally going to flare out a little bit more than 5 petal ones. So they're also sized just a tiny bit bigger. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to glue the layers together. So you want to just layer these. Ooh, I made this one a little bit too big, but that's okay. That's okay. Just going to squish it down. Okay, yeah, you just want to apply a little dab of glue between each of the layers. And make sure you offset the flower. And there you go.